Hey guys, I'm Angel and welcome to another episode of The Beauty of Aging, a channel for every woman who's unapologetically growing bolder. Today I'm here in my home office and just decided to sit down and have a little chit chat with you. As the founder of Maison 276, over the years I have gotten countless questions from women about the silver gray hair care journey. And before you click off, I am not the silver police. I am not here to tell you you should embrace your silver hair. But if you're curious, or if you're committed, but now you're a little concerned, I'm here for you. I'm going to share some real facts, give you some practical tips, and a little encouragement along the way. In this little sit-down chat, we'll talk about, is silver or gray hair really difficult? Is it difficult to manage? Is the grow-out period hard? Will it make me look old? Will it make me look dated? And we'll also dispel a few myths and stereotypes along the way. And here's something important to remember. Even if you choose not to embrace your silver or gray hair, your mature hair still needs and deserves a little TLC. So these tips are also with you in mind. So let's sit down and have a little chit chat. Okay, first let's start with the outfit of the day. This is one of my new finds from Walmart. It is, you guys know I wear workout clothes sometimes for my work from home clothes, but this is super comfortable, very affordable. I think under 20 bucks. I obviously will have all the links in the description. Comes in various colors. Also, are you enjoying the vibes? Do you love the new bumper music? That was personally composed by moi. Your girl is out here doing the most. I'll give more deets, but you got to listen to the end of this vlog. Okay, now let's get on to the topic of today. Let's talk about silver gray hair. And remember, I'm not the silver police. Embracing your silver or gray is a personal choice. But remember, much of this advice applies to your hair regardless of whether or not you're embracing your silver or gray. Now, first, let's start off with the comment that you hear most about silver or gray hair, regardless of the texture, and that it is difficult, it's wiry, it's dry, it's coarse. Silver gray hair is not difficult. It's just different. And that is the key. It's important to know that our hair is just like our skin. It changes as we mature. Its needs change, and our hair is just like that. Now, one of the reasons people think that silver hair is difficult and that it's disrespectful is because the texture often changes. As we mature, our hair gets drier. That is true. And it gets drier because the oils that we naturally produce in our scalp, the sebum, they become less active. So consequently, your hair becomes drier. Also, when it stops producing melanin, which is the thing that gives it color, the texture can change. Hence, you get the narrative that silver hair is difficult because now this hair has a different texture and it's drier. But I assure you, once you begin using products that address those naturally occurring changes that are taking place in your hair, your silver or gray hair will be just as beautiful, just as vibrant, and just as healthy as your younger hair. So it's not difficult, it's just different. And so you really want to lean into products that focus on hydration at every step of the way, whether it's your conditioners or your shampoos, even your styling products. You want to lean into products that are conditioning, that are hydrating, and that also help your hair maintain moisture, because it's not just about putting more conditioning, more oils and lotions on your hair. The only way to impact dry hair is to infuse it with moisture. But once you infuse it with moisture, which is what you're doing when you shampoo your hair or use water-based products, you still have to apply a conditioner that helps seal that moisture in. So in order to do that, you need to avoid products that strip your hair of moisture. And those would be things like phosphates, sulfates, parabens, silicones do that for some people, and petroleum-based products. So think of it as a two-step process: avoiding ingredients that strip your hair of moisture, and then adding products that have ingredients that condition, hydrate, and lock in moisture. And finally, for those of you who are embracing your silver gray hair, and this also applies to blondes and is prone to that dullness, discoloration, those yellow brassy overtones, that's not how your hair grows from the roots. Your roots are very white. The reason you get that dullness, that yellowing, the brown, brassy overtones is because your hair lacks melanin. It lacks color. Think of your hair as an empty canvas, and literally everything in the environment and everything that you put on it that has color, your hair is going to attract that. Which is why purple shampoos and conditioning and styling products that have any type of color can be problematic, because those colors, those dyes are going to attach to your hair, and it's going to make it dull, yellow, brown, brassy, and maybe even blue or purple. So stay away from the purple shampoos. Remember, your silver or gray hair is not difficult and it's not disrespectful. It's just waiting for you to give it the love, care, and attention that it deserves. Is your silver gray or blonde hair looking dull, drab, tired, just blah? The Maison 276 3-step system is designed to bring your brilliance back. Brighten, cleanse, and restore the natural brilliance of your hair without the use of purple dyes. All of our products are clinically tested, plant-based, and certified clean beauty to restore and maintain the brilliance of your silver gray or blonde hair. No purple dyes, no messy after shampoo cleanup, no drama, just beautiful hair. Silver hair will make me look old. Sis, I could not disagree more. In fact, silver hair can be a bold, stylistic statement. It can be edgy, it can be sexy, it can be a lot of things, but it does not have to be old. Ensuring that your look remains relevant, modern, and updated has less to do with your hair color and a lot to do with your hairstyle. If your current hairstyle is 20 or more years old, you may want to consult with your stylist about updating your style, because a 30-year-old haircut will do more to age you than embracing your silver or gray. On the screen are some of my favorite silveristas. These women are beautiful, bold, elegant, and there are a lot of ways to describe them, but old is not one of them. So if you're considering embracing your silver or gray, or maybe you already have, if you want to take it over the top, consider updating your haircut. The grow out phase. I promise honest conversation about silver gray hair. The grow out phase can be the most challenging phase to getting to your glorious silver crown, but it doesn't have to be. It really depends on your mindset. It depends on what your current hair color is, and the options are limitless. It really depends on you. If you have a lighter tone hair like blondes or light colored browns, light colored brunettes, that grow out phase is a lot more subtle than, say, someone with red hair, dark brown, or black hair. Some people are perfectly happy embracing that stark contrast and watching the progression. They feel very invigorated by it, and they're encouraged by so many other women who have chronicled their grow out phase on social media. Social media can be a wonderful support system from all the silveristas who have endured the grow out phase previously. For some, it may be 2 or 3 years. For some, it can be as much as 4. Some of the options that are available to you could be going to a gray blending specialist. That's essentially someone who will color your current hair to match the roots that are growing out. That is the most expensive option, but I have seen it done beautifully. You just want to be sure that you're going to someone who specializes in gray blending. Other tips that can help you through the grow out process: if you're working with a stylist, remember to get trims regularly. You can again add highlights, lowlights. Then there are protective styles. I have had silver hair most of my adult life. I began graying as a child. There was one short period of time when I colored my hair after our daughter was born. I immediately hated it. And now you gotta remember, this is the mid 90s. There was no, social media, no embracing the gray. And so ultimately I just cut my hair off very, very short. And I used freestyle braids. They actually made braiding hair in salt and pepper. And that's what I used to grow out my hair. That is still an option. Also, you can do protective styles. For instance, this summer I am loving the protective style that I'm wearing right now, because when I'm traveling, then I don't have to do the twisting every night. So this is a half wig that the front of my hair is blended in, like all of this is all my hair, and my natural hair is braided underneath. I've done a vlog how to do this style as well as the ponytail clip-ins, and that's pretty much what I've been rocking this summer. Now that there is a wide variety of silver gray mixes, not only in color but in textures, everything from straight, coily to curly, whatever your texture, the protective styles, the clip-ins, the half wigs, they're out there, and it is also a great option. So not only for protective styles, it's a great option to grow out your silver or gray hair. But the main thing to remember is that the grow out phase is just that. It is a phase to get to your glorious crown. And I assure you, no matter how long your grow out phase, I have never met a silverista who regretted a single moment of it, because the glorious crown that's waiting for you at the end is absolutely worth it. Now, are there going to be some days when you're wondering, did I make the right decision? Did I do the right thing? Of course, but that's what we're here for, the community to support you. So hang in there, trust the process, your patience will be rewarded. Now, the next topics have nothing to do with your hair. Now, we've already touched on the fact that embracing your silver hair does not mean that it will age you. And this next topic leans even more into that. And it has nothing to do with your hair, but everything to do with your style. How to stay stylish with silver hair. Silver hair is the ultimate highlighter. It's like having a halo around your face. It literally illuminates all of your great features. So lean into that. And it's also a great neutral. It literally goes with everything. This is a great time to expand your color palette. I'm 65 and I wear more bright colors now over the past 10 years than I probably have worn all of my adult life, because I always tended to lean into the darker shades of jewel tones. Now that my hair is almost fully white, I am leaning into the brighter versions, the brighter tones of the jewel tones. And the thing about silver hair is that these jewel tones look great on everyone, regardless of your skin tone. So get in your closet and do a color wheel audit. Put all of your clothes together by color. And if you notice, because this is what I did, and this is how I realized all of my clothes were dark. If you notice that the majority of your colors are leaning into the darker hues, that's a perfect cue to you to brighten it up. Lean into the brighter versions of those jewel tones, all 4 seasons, and get ready to slay the hair game along with your style. We've talked about how to take care of your hair, how to update your style. The 5th and final component of embracing your silver hair, things you need to know, and that involves makeup. Once you embrace your silver or gray hair, you're going to need to update your makeup. I already spoke about how having this halo, this white hair illuminates your face. So now it's time to focus on the best features, some that you may not have focused on when your hair was darker. It's important to know that as our hair color changes, it's not just the hair on our head, it's also our brows and our lashes. If they don't get sparser, they're definitely going to get brighter, which means they will look like you don't have lashes or brows. My brows and lashes are very, very sparse. So if I don't have makeup on, it looks like I don't have any at all. You want to look at your brow palette and make sure that you've made the appropriate adjustments that go with your silver gray hair. What you don't want is black. At best, you want a soft black or a dark brown. And depending on your skin tone, you may need to even go lighter than that, something like a medium or light brown, because you don't want that stark contrast between the black brows and the light colored hair. As we age, not only may our brows get sparser, but our lashes also. So this is a perfect time to lean into false eyelashes. There are a variety of lash options at all different price levels. If your lashes are very, very sparse like mine and mascara really doesn't help, there are a variety of options at all different price points to enhance your lash game, all the way from going to a lash salon to get the semi-private ones. And remember, having false eyelashes doesn't mean like you're, I call them shutters, that you need lashes out to here. You can get a very, very natural look, or you can go full glam. It really depends on you. I use drugstore lashes. I have my everyday lashes. I have lashes if I have an event, and then I have the fullest version of lashes if I'm going to take photos, because that, or if it's a special event, because the camera will not pick up the everyday lash. So you need something a little thicker, a little bolder, to make sure that when you take those photos for a special occasion, that your face doesn't look washed out. And then I also have a full vlog that provides makeup tips for those of us with silver hair and makeup tips for mature skin. So I will link those at the end of this vlog. Well, guys, that wraps it up for today's little chit chat on some of the most common concerns, issues, fears, and frustrations of women who are considering embracing their silver hair, or who have embraced their silver or gray hair but haven't quite figured out how to take care of it. Embracing your silver is a choice. It's not a surrender. Embracing your silver or gray hair does not mean that you're letting yourself go. In fact, I say you're giving yourself permission to glow. It simply means that you're embracing the naturally occurring changes that take place in our bodies with boldness, confidence, and a little bit of swag. Thank you so much for joining me on the Beauty of Aging. Don't forget to join me every Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern for Coffee with Angel, where I live stream on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. It's just a Friday morning chit chat. We talk about a variety of topics: fashion, lifestyle, wellness, all topics that are important to you, the woman who is unapologetically growing bolder. And by the way, if you like some of the vibes that you've been hearing, I invite you to subscribe to my newest project, the Maison Lo-Fi Lounge. It's a curated collection of calm for every mood that you might be in. Lo-fi beats for studying, your morning meditation, a little midday pick-me-up, some evening jazz, calming playlists to help you get to sleep. It's newly launched. I'm going to be adding playlists daily, so subscribe, listen, check it out, tell me what you think. And of course, any questions you have on silver hair care, put them down in the chat. You know I love chit-chatting with you in the DMs. In the meantime, I'll see you next time on The Beauty of Aging.